Well, we thought it was all over yesterday. A social media storm over what was deemed whale-gate later in the day. Launceston City Council Alderman Annette Waddle making comments yesterday that the Sky Whale hot air balloon that visited Launceston as part of Dark Mofo, also in Hobart, was offensive and degrading to women. While Alderman Waddle didn't see the balloon, only saw pictures in the paper, she went further later, making a personal comment about Premier Lara Giddings. Here's a snippet from Southern Cross Nightly News last night.
I actually thought the Sky Whale was very maternal and very loving and just gorgeous. Has the Premier been maternal? Has she had a baby? No.
Those comments have prompted the Mayor of Launceston, Albert Van Zetten, to issue an apology to the Premier and the Council distancing itself from Alderman Waddle, saying she was a minority in the vote and those comments. Well, the social media storm started up again last night. I don't know about you, but my news feed was full of Deborah DeWilliams, a name I know you know here at ABC Local Radio around Tasmania, a marathon runner, a charity worker, Tasmanian of the Year. She joins us now. Good afternoon, Deborah.
Good afternoon.
Now, your offence to these comments, obviously everyone has different opinions when it comes to art, particularly modern arts. What were the offences that you took to those comments?
Well, my issue wasn't about her personal opinion about art, because I think art, by its nature, generates great healthy debate, and that's what art should do. It's part of its function in our society. So Alderman Waddle's opinion about the art, I do not have any offence about that, and she's entitled to her opinion. What I took an offence to and wanted to speak up about is that her personal attack to our Premier regarding the issue of that women without children are not maternal. Now, I want to speak up for women like myself, who, due to cancer in my childbearing years, may never possibly have children, and how I personally have to come to terms with that fact. I wanted to speak out for the women, who every day go to IVF clinics around Australia and the world, who desperately want kids and can't have them, or the women who choose not to have children, and the women who haven't had children yet. But that makes all of us not maternal women, and that's what that's why I took offence to what Alderman Waddle was talking about.
When these comments are made by our community leaders, what sort of an example does that set to the wider community, do you think?
Well, I don't think it sets a very good example, because it shows that we're not embracing everybody in our community. And as women of leadership, I think that as a woman myself, in a more now as I mature, I wouldn't say old, as I'm mature, I think it is part of being that maturing and going into like my 40s as I am. It's part of being a mentor for the younger generation of women. And when older women make those sort of comments, what does it say to the younger women and other women in society, and as well as younger people and boys and the whole general community? I think you need to be very respectful of everybody's situation.
What about the wider message about Tasmania? Yesterday, social media was abuzz describing Launceston as a backwater. We did have someone talk to us yesterday saying that actually it brings a positive, because it brings a conversation about Launceston, although in Tasmania in a wider sense about modern art, if we look a bit prudish sometimes, that on an outside's point of view, we actually sort of it gains media attention, and no, attention sort of can be bad, but these sorts of things, when it goes that step further, what message do you think it sends about Tasmania to the world?
No, I don't think it sends, Alderman Waddle's obvious opinion doesn't send a very positive image about Tasmania. And I'm a very proud Tasmanian. I love our state. As you know, I run around the country and choose to live in Tasmania. And I think we should be promoting, and I think the festival and adding the Skyway there does promote Tasmania as a destination, not only for our beautiful nature and that sort of ecotourism, but also as a centre for the arts, which I think is a wonderful positive thing. However, with negative comments like that, and more importantly, attacks towards other leaders in our communities, it really doesn't send a positive message out there.
And we've contacted Annette Waddle. She's declined to comment today. She says she's actually, surprisingly, been chased by other media today, including in Canberra, who want her to comment on that today. A quote from the Premier's advisor says, quote, we don't want to justify it with an answer. Has it gone far enough? Is this it? Do you think that we should just leave it here, Deborah de Williams?
Well, I feel that it would be nice if Annette Waddle would actually make it. I'm really pleased, before I say that the Mayor has come out. The Mayor emailed me personally to apologise on behalf of the council, and I really was respectful for that. But it's not only me. I think, as I said, I'm speaking for all women out there who are childless or choose to be childless. And I have, knowing in my field, as you know, being a part of the cancer community, know many sad stories of women who wanted to have children and couldn't, not because they weren't maternal, but because of circumstances. And I just feel that we need to be more sensitive to everybody in our community. And if Annette Waddle came out and realised how she had attacked people and attacked women and be more sensitive and apologise, that would be very good. But hey, she made a comment. It's now, been some sort of apology has been issued, but it would be nice if she, especially as a woman, would be considerate of other women's circumstances.
Indeed, Deborah de Williams. Thanks for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.
It's 13 minutes past 4. The interesting thing, I suppose, is that misogynistic comments have been, sort of accusations of such, have been directed to male politicians. And here we have a female politician making it. Do you think she went too far? Do you think that's it? Is there good in some of the coverage, perhaps? 1300 222 936 0438 922 936. And on that statement from the Mayor, Albert Van Zetten, he says art can sometimes challenge us. We've already seen that with Mona, which has had its share of controversy since it first opened its doors. A few people did not like Sky Whale, and of course those people are perfectly entitled to their view. It would be a boring world if we all agreed. However, he says he was deeply disappointed by some of the negative comments on the issue made yesterday to the media. He says he